Greetings, everyone. Once again, this is Samuel Koh. I'm the founder of the Headquarter Client Engagement System. And this is the fifth session, the fifth installation of the HQ Financial Planning Conversation, Lim Exclusive. And again, we'd like to welcome Alan today to share with us. There are three items that we have for you guys today. But before I go into that, a word about the description. There are a lot of useful details about this session. There's timestamp that you can actually allow you to jump to various portions of the video, key moments of the video. So please avail yourself to that. And also the Alan's CV as well, right? If you want to get to know more about who Alan is in the description, right? And I want to share my screen and begin with this because just yesterday, Alan shared this with me, and I thought it is something very meaningful to begin with. So this is a poem actually written by Alexander Pope in the 17th century. It says, "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep or taste not the Pierian spring. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again." When he shared this with me, it kind of have a very interesting effect. I kind of feel strangely guilty about myself in relation to this, but yet at the same time inspired because I think it's such a good reminder. But I would like to just have Alan share with us more about this. Alan, welcome once again.
Thank you, Samuel. All right, it is not meant to make you feel guilty. I mean, I myself also guilty sometimes on this. All right, what happened is I have got a mentor myself as well. All right, a fatherly figure to me. All right, so he always watch my steps. Now, this particular poem by Alexander Pope somehow expresses my feeling for the industry in the area of knowledge. I think some of you might know that I serve in the voluntary capacity in EPAS as a Vice President for Education and Training. Now, I do come across various people in the area of technical knowledge. But I like to highlight that a few of us who are in the education space, we all fully agree that the technical knowledge level of financial advisor in Singapore is not there yet. Not at the professional level yet, as a whole. Let's be very blunt about it. Let's be very mature about it.
Yeah, I think it is true. Like recently, I was talking to a director. I mean, he's a director of quite a successful group. And I was a bit surprised when he actually shared with me, admitted that the some of the reason why his people are not able to use certain tools, right, in their work with the clients is because the technical knowledge is just not good enough. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So especially sometimes when as I lecture in CHFC and some of the educational program, all right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I do collaboration work with advisor, all right? I do notice that some of them they study certain financial planning qualification like CHFC, CFP and whatsoever. The moment they pass the exams, they begin to talk very big. So just give you one recent example. There's one fellow advisor quite new in the business, or rather about 3-4 years. 3-4 years, rather in a sense that the number of years is not that long. Okay. Now he's very good at taking exams. Well, he was boasting to me at the moment he know I'm a CHFC lecturer. He said, "Hey Alan, you know your CHFC right now I am in the final module of the exams already. It only took me 4 months to pass all the papers." Then I look at him and say that, "Hey, so and so, this is a professional exams. This is a professional course. You took 4 months to pass 7 exams so far. It shows that you're very good at taking exams. But do you actually learn? Do you actually learn?" That's my parting shot to him. All right. Now, the reason why I want to say this is like this. To pass an exam, someone to have the ABC qualification on their name cards. It does not mean that you know the subject deep enough. No. That's where this particular poem really strikes me. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing, which actually happens to our industry. Meaning to say that you only know superficials of the professional knowledge and you thought you know everything. You're beginning to be intellectually self-righteous. You're beginning to be, whatever people say, you attack. Sometimes you make use of social media to talk down on your fellow colleague. Or another philosophy of financial planning, which is not coincide with yours. I'll give one example. Buy term, invest the rest. There's this group of people who firmly believe in it. All right, that doesn't matter. You believe in the philosophy, that's not wrong. But it's quite wrong for you to start attacking those advisors who emphasize a little bit on whole life policy, the insurance-based solution in terms of financial planning solutions. If you start attacking them like this, I think that is not very right. No. I have the right to talk about education because I'm very deep into this education part of situation. So I warn everybody. Hey, you just pass exam doesn't mean you know everything. No? All right, you go passing exam just is the beginning of a professional door for you to reach a greater height. So that this poem, a little learning is a dangerous thing. Because sometimes because you do not know deep enough, all right, or you just want to know certain concept in the area estate planning, you just want to know it because you can sell a bigger policy. The problem will come next time when your client actually die. Does the estate distribution in according to what you actually so-called you plan for it?
But this
the
poem,
situation, you see.
yeah, this poem is interesting. It says that the second line, especially, maybe you can expand on it, what it means.
Okay,
the
let me
second, third
explain.
line. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Dream deep or taste not the perennial spring. Perennial spring is a
Perennial
legend
spring,
in a Greek history thousands of years ago. But the name came about in 1,000 years ago in some sort of a poem written by some author. All right. Now the perennial spring legend has it that whoever drink the spring you will become very wise. All right. Now, the issue here is that the perennial spring, there's a technique on. You cannot just drink one mouthful. If you drink one mouthful, you will intoxicate your brain that you thought you know it very well. All right, you got to dream deep. No, dream deep means what? You keep drinking and drinking and drinking again, and you don't drink at one shot. That means you take a long period of time. Keep on drinking. All right. Now that's why the last statement. No, drinking lastly sobers us again. It means to say that when you first taste it, you thought you know everything. Wow, you become very self-righteous and all those things. Yeah, actually, your brain is kind of intoxicated. No, you have not reached the level in which the knowledge demand you to be there. So you got to keep on drinking. Now, as you drink and drink further into that particular perennial spring, it sobers you again. To know what? To know what you actually do not know. I repeat, to know what you actually do not know. Now, I have got a few friends I respect tremendously in the area of estate planning. We will share one common denominator. We keep researching in the knowledge that we thought we know. But after some time, we actually found that, actually, some of our earlier assumption is not that correct. No.
I see.
And some of us, the same group, that we have got no comes to admit we are wrong. No. That's the thing now. That's the part I respect. All right. I also meet with a lot of people who, the way their mannerism, their behavior is that everything they say is correct. And then if you touch a little bit more technical thing, and they will start to bring out some other parts of their CV that is not relevant to the discussion one. Usually it's like, hey Alan, you know what? I am 40 years in the industry. Who you think you are? I am MDRT for 40 years. Who you think you are? It has got no relevance to the topic. I mentioned, hey, how come you start to talk like this? And then
my talking down on you.
No. That's my psychology friend tell me, hey Alan, this is a human way of defending himself when he become insecure. This is a human way of defending himself become insecure. Do we see that sometimes subtly? Yes. I'll give one example. If you're a tight financial advisor, I mean you represent one insurance company. Because you don't have a license sometimes to transact unit trust, you tend to talk down on unit trust. I mean, I'll be very blunt. This thing happens because you talk so much about ILP, single premium ILP. You actually talk down on unit trust. The ethical way should be to say you don't know. But the way I see it happening is that ILP and unit trust same. It is wrong, no. Technically, it's wrong, no. Different, no. All right. The same thing that happened at the unit trust side, those people will say that ILP is a scam. It is the insurance agent want to earn commission that they sell you ILP. The FA who say that are also wrong. See the part? No, there are tremendous amount of FA that I know personally. They are very good at investment. Actually, their insurance knowledge are very elementary one. The same thing at the insurance side. There are many insurance friends I know. Their insurance knowledge is very good. All right, but their investment knowledge are very elementary.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So the issue here is that as a professional, we got to keep learning, keep drinking the perennial spring. And then let's have this intellectual humbleness in us. All right. Don't learn a little bit of knowledge only we think that what we are or what. Especially in Singapore, sometimes we like to chase qualification. Actually, we should be chasing after the knowledge. After getting the knowledge, we should be keep testing the assumption that founded the knowledge to see whether the knowledge is it still relevant.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the part that can give you confidence. That's the part with confidence, then they give you this what we call the professional self-esteem, which what Samuel you keep talking about. That's the part. Okay.
Yeah. And I think as you mentioned in the first video, right, the need for people to eventually specialize, right?
Yes.
So if you specialize in estate planning, but investment is not your strong suit, then when it comes to investment, people would eventually say that, yeah, I think you better talk to someone that is really specialized in investment.
Yes.
This is not, we have not reached that point yet, right?
Correct. You have to start reading, but then at the same time, you also got to start reading it. I just give you an example that personally, am I still learning? Yes. I recently signed up a course in SUSS to study about tax, a graduate certificate in tax. Eventually could lead to a master in taxation. But I'm not saying this tells how lien. It is not. No. If I say I wanted to know about taxing, I could just, I could work with people who know.
Yeah, sorry, for the benefit of those who may not be Singaporean, how lien means boastful.
All right. Okay. Why tax? When I sign up for the tax qualification, some of my friends in the industry also, they say words like, "Hey, Alan, as a financial advisor, it's very common. I'm not supposed to give tax advice." I say, yes, that's true. But that does not mean that you don't need to have the knowledge in tax. I choose to want to have the knowledge in tax. I am not influencing you to go and study together with me. All right. But I'm studying myself. You ask me what I'm doing, I tell you I'm doing tax. But you should not be discouraging me. Many people started discouraged. I say, no. Whether not relevant or not relevant, it's too early to say. All right. But I just want to tell you, if someday a financial advisor can start to give tax advice in a professional way, you can be sure I'll be the first one or among the first. I won't wait until the whole thing is settled, the silent, then I do. No. But I do that. Eventually, it is still true that maybe I still cannot advise in tax, but I need the knowledge. And I can see from tax, from the angle as a financial advisor. It's the same thing when I study law. I see the legal side as a financial advisor, not as a lawyer. No.
And I'm sure that gives you certain insights as well, isn't it?
Of course. I can also educate the tax side, the financial planning angle. As much as I do to the legal people, I tell them about, in a very polite way, that the financial planning way of looking at estate planning. As I studying law with them. I studied a certificate in law. It's not a law degree, but a certificate in law.
Right.
That's a part. That's what a continuing education is all about.
Yeah.
That's a situation.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Really, I think this poem humbled me and in a very nice way, right? In a very gentle way. Yeah. In a very gentle way.
Yes.
And I'll be really looking at, maybe I put this somewhere on the wall, out of sight, out of mind, and I'll be constantly looking at it. That it can only be a good thing. Now, guys, today we also want to pivot into another thing that Alan also shared with me recently. We follow this format of wanting to first talk about some current affairs, okay, and of course we are talking about implication and how that affect our knowledge in financial advisory and planning.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So after that, we'll talk about a few case studies. Interestingly, because it's something quite close to my heart. I've always this is the fifth session, and then all the sessions, whenever Alan shares about case study, very often he will say things like, you know what, these are the things you see, these are the things that financial planner, it is the work of the financial planner, the financial advisor, not the lawyer, not the accountant, right? And it happens so many times. And so it's something very close to my heart, because I think financial advisors have many reasons to be proud of their value. So I told Alan, can we talk about this and provide some cases, right? In this particular session, right? But before we go there, let's look at the UOB case.
Yeah.
that Alan shared with me about. Yeah, Alan,
Okay.
here you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Come. You can. I think all of us. We can see in the screen. UOB sues a retiree to recover more than 100,000 loss in alleged phone scam. As usual, as a financial advisor, when we look at this kind of news, we got to filter it to our mind as a financial advisor. Right? Not to make fun of the person or things like that, not to make judgment. It is not. It is not. It is unfortunately that this particular gentleman is a 61-year-old retiree, got scammed by the phone scam. All right. He actually gave this evidence to his lawyer, his counter sue UOB as well in this situation. Right. We are not meant to make fun of him or say light things about it. It is not. We are here to study some important implication as a result of me studying the facts of this case. The fact of this case. Number one, 100,000, is it a lot of money? Answer is yes. Now, let's be very real about this one. Singapore is a very expensive place to live. All right. Sometimes as a man, as you discharge your duty as a father, as a husband, sometimes as a son over the years, you might not accumulate a sizable nest egg for yourself. As much as we like to accumulate 1 million, 2 million, those of you who study CHFC, you got to accumulate 1 million to have certain lifestyle. As much as we talk those kind of things in theory, but when rubber hits the road, sometimes we got to be very realistic. As gentlemen fulfilling their family duties, over time they just did not have the chance to accumulate good nest egg. Therefore, 100,000 is not a small amount. But the situation in this case, it brings sadness to me because why? That gentleman was being scammed by a caller. A lady with a accent of certain emerging country call him and then say that his computer got breaches in security. Wanted him to give over the computer rights to a counterparty over the phone. That means you are the counterparty at the other side. You are able to control his screen. All right. There's certain technology on that. Right. So while doing that, the conversation became more and more unusual, no? And the counterparty actually asking, can you log into your bank now? We need to secure your system, otherwise your internet banking got into trouble. Then he obliged, no? He obliged. Meaning to say the skills of the counterparty is damn good. You talk on this so convincing that sensitive information like bank, you're able to trust that counterparty and then just do according to what the counterparty say. He did it. And this time he tried to ask, hey, Mr. So-and-so, what is actually your contact number so that I can verify? Wow, that person, the counterparty decided not to give. Then that's where he got fishy. Then he logged onto his second computer that's beside him. He stayed in a HDB flat in his room right beside him. Wow, to his horror, he found that his own money in UOB account has been drawn out 40 over 1,000. He got saving 40 over 1,000 get drawn out, number one. Number two, his credit card, he is a privileged banking customer. So 15 years ago, he was given a credit card as part of the service, part of the benefit. Okay, given a credit card. The credit limit is quite high, All right. So on that credit card, it was being withdrawn close to 100,000.
Wow.
Overdrawn, meaning to say like overdraft, no. So total, the total amount that is being transferred to this counterparty, which is a scam, is 140 over 1,000. 40 over 1,000 belongs to him, his savings. Another 100,000 is actually so-called an overdraft facilities. Wow, so he was very frightened. Then he straight away cut off the computer and then run to UOB straight away, say that, hey, we better stop this transaction. All right, so stop this transfer. And then he also make a police report out of it. But the point here is that unfortunately, the bank has did not stop the transaction quick enough. The money is being transferred out to a HSBC account in Hong Kong. Okay. And then from that, dispersed out already. So therefore, of course, if you are the gentleman, you will feel very, very sad. Very sad is one thing, that's emotion. Let's be very realistic about this thing. So when it comes to money already, so how? You overdraw the 100,000, do you have to pay? Or is bank liable to absorb the amount? Because the truth of the matter is 140,000 actually was transferred out of the bank to another account. That's the truth of the matter, number one. So 40,000 belongs to him. He said that, hey, actually I come and inform you already, and then you did not stop the transaction, therefore it's your fault as a bank. But the bank counter no, look, Mr. Gentleman, based on our records, actually that account was being authorized by you, transferred to your I account, which is his own personal account. And it is from the I account transferred to that counterparty that you say is a scam. So that's a bank's position.
Quite
There's a bank
sophisticated.
position say that actually you authorize no.
Mm,
But just now you all hear the thing now. Actually, the screen was being taken over control all right. So the point here is like this no. Right now UOB Bank counter sue him for the 100,000. That is a loan
because of the OD.
overdraft loan
Yeah.
OD so-called drawn by him now. All right.
Right.
There's a huge money to him. Whether or not he can pay it, that's besides the point. He owes the money. Now, from the financial advisor, I just want to highlight to all of us here, you got to start thinking twice about to purchase investment products, insurance product with the bank, who you also hold a credit card, also hold loans with the same bank. This is all pure technical. No? I like to share screen now, just to show some facts.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll do a share screen so
Mm.
that as a financial advisor, you'll be very wise about this one, and it's good for your advice to your client. Okay. All right. Let me see whether. Okay. The legal power of bank, you ought to know as a financial advisor. Of course, when you know this knowledge, you need to reflect upon it and apply it to your client situation when the situation arises. Okay. Now, first of all, the banker in this case is not an individual, it's a firm. Okay, there's a right or lien. What is lien? At common law, a banker is entitled to exercise right or lien over all securities deposited by a customer in the ordinary course of business to cover the indebtedness incurred by the customer. Now, this is taken from the Law of Banker and Customer by Dr. Po Chi-chai. One of the authority in banking law as well as insurance financial law as well in Singapore. Now, this is right or lien, no? In that case, when the gentleman was being overdrawn the so-called 100,000, if you don't settle the loan, you can go to the court case all you want, no. But in the meantime, somebody has to settle the loan. No? The bank will go after you, no, with letter of demand. No? The issue here, if you say don't pay, does the bank has got the right to do what? The next slide, let me show you. The right or set off. This is very dangerous, no? From the risk perspective of the assets. A banker has an equitable right to set off against a customer. Where there are mutual credit and debit between a bank and its customer, the bank is entitled to set off the credit against the debts in the customer's account. When the customer has more than one account with a bank, the bank is entitled to treat the various account as one single account. Meaning to say what? If that gentleman has got unit trust with UOB,
that means even other instruments with the same bank.
Yes, deposits, savings, whatever.
Right.
UOB has got every legal right under the banking law to take all those to net off the 100,000 first. Well, you say,
let's say if you have a life policy through the bank, right? And then there's cash value in there.
Yes, of course.
The bank has the right.
Yes, of course. Especially if you do premium financing, when your bank has got the legal rights over your insurance policy, cash value. So what Samuel said is very true, no? The bank has got every right to surrender the policy, even though there's a huge surrender charge. You bear the cost. No, I will take the. I'm the bank. I will net off, take the cash value. Look at this one. Financial institution ability to set off. This one is published by Loan and You, jointly published by the Association of Banks in Singapore and the Financial Houses Association of Singapore. Look at that. Most standard financial institutions, they call it FI, documentation also allow the FI to set off debt balance in any of your account with credit balance from other accounts maintained with it. For example, money in your savings or fixed deposit, or even other of the asset deposit with it. For example, gold savings account, share certificate, but exclude the item inside your deposit box.
Only that one. Okay.
All right. Now, what does this mean? Notice that in the banking environment, they like to approach the client to say that, hey, let's do everything under one shop, man, under one roof. Your savings, your investments, your loans, everything. I manage your life. I manage your financial life.
Right.
But as financial advisor, we really got to stare deep to the client to say that, hey, let's be very real and mature about these things. You take a look at just now that gentleman, the retiree case. In his case, he did not even borrow the money from the bank. No, he get into a scamming situation. No, you see,
But
if
just
he borrow
because
that money,
he have that
because
facility, the credit facility,
yes, and
which
that
a lot of
facility,
people have.
yes, of course. And
Yep.
mind you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, one of the bad things that happen, the dark side of this AI, those technology talking about, is these people, they are getting smarter and smarter in conning your money over the internet. No, this is the dark side of this technology development. Right? So if you are unfortunately become a victim of this one, and large amount of money in this situation, 100,000 is being loaned out, hey, you not only your deposit is gone, never mind. This one it's very sad lah, but okay, at least your money.
Yep.
The money that you did not borrow, which your credit facility 100,000,
Yep.
also become your
Triggered.
problem. No, can you assume
Right.
if it's 1 million? Can you assume it if it's 5 million? Then that's very funny, ma. No, the moment you get into a dispute situation, and bank got the right to set off all your other assets with the same bank. Hey, there goes your retirement fund, your education fund, the fund that for especially the ladies in this chat, in this watching this video lah. You bound to sometimes you got one account that your husband cannot know one. Your mother had your grandmother had teach your mother had teach you. You must have one secret account. That, just call it just in case account.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Imagine that account is also implicated in the same bank. Then here you go. So what is the lesson from financial advisor? Let's be very confident and look straight into the eyes of your client. Sometimes to educate your client. Hey, I think for bank, we got to start to relook at the relationship. Yeah. It's okay that you buy some investments product or whatever. I've got saving deposit, no choice. I got to be there. Financial advisor, we got to look at the risk situation. Okay. Loans, you want to buy house, want to do business or what loan? Yes, you deal with the bank. But investments your collective investment scheme funds your retirement funds your insurance policy should you also buy through the bank? But the bank are very smart, no? They line all this together. If you buy certain amount of financial instrument with them, they give you better rate in terms of certain deposit, that kind of situation.
Yeah, sales.
Can I just therefore say declare to the whole Singapore that let's be very mature about this one. Just for the extra 0.5%, you lose potentially like this gentleman that you see in this case study, 100,000. You say 100,000 is small peanut to you. Then what if it's 1 million? No, I even wanted to state that I'm willing to have an open debate, Channel 5, with a CEO of a bank. If a bank CEO happen to look at this video and then he's not happy with me, hey, Alan, why you're saying all these things? I am willing to raise the stake to have a open debate with you. All right, Channel 5 Live or Facebook Live. And I even dare to give you the benefit that in this debate, make sure you bring along your chief legal counsel from your bank. 2 against 1. 2 against 1. Then let's open live on this one. I just ask you one question. Hey, sir, can you just explain to the audience, to the whole of Singapore or Asia Pacific or what is a banker's right or lien? And what's your right or set off? Could you or your chief legal counsel care to or agree to explain in
elaborate
in English or in English that what is actually the implication if I have got
and the thing is that a lot of people including myself right
yes,
when we put our signature on the line right on paper with the banks with all these facilities and all that kind of thing, how many people actually read the fine lines before they come to a decision, right?
Yes, correct.
So there are a lot of things that are hidden in all these clauses that common people wouldn't even know.
Yes. No, I'm not launching a war against the bank. That's not my point. Do I respect bankers? Yes, tremendously. And bank is a very important institution
yeah, absolutely.
in a capitalist economy. I respect that. But I'm a financial advisor. Who do I represent? I represent the interest of the client. No, my fiduciary duty is with the client. Now, let's be very real about this one. If a bank loses money, you can always recapitalize yourself by issuing bonds or you can raise your funds in the capital market. You won't die. You can look at JP Morgan, you can look at Goldman Sachs. They get into
some are too big to die also.
Yes. But if a gentleman, a common folks, he has got 1 million or 200, 300,000 or 50,000 in the bank. That is all that he has, no? That's all that she has, no? And he or she could be an elderly folks, no? In that gentleman, you read the news, can you feel for him? At that 100,000 or that 40,000 could have been the only money left he has, no. And that money represents what? His dignity.
I think
His dignity of being independent. No need to
I
ask money
think
from children.
what absolutely, and once again, this is another one of those instances, isn't it, where if a financial advisor has got this knowledge, is aware of this,
Oh, yes, of course.
and they should really educate their clients about something like that. I just received very convincing SMS, from on my phone, right, telling me about this and that. I should tap on the link and all that, right? But I'm in technology, so perhaps I'm a bit more aware about things like that. Very convincing, it's really very convincing. And it's always
tap?
like,
I hope you don't tap.
it always work on your, it's two things, right? It's either work on your fear or on your greed, right?
Yes. Sometimes it work on your curiosity.
Curiosity as well.
Sometimes it
correct,
work on your
correct.
curiosity.
It's always these few things, and I think that this is a huge problem. It's a huge problem for people.
Yeah. Correct.
Again, like I said, financial planners should be the ones to educate the marketplace.
Correct. So this is the important stuff, serious important stuff. So as we go through this case study, it's not just read the facts and like a normal gossip. It is not. We always read the news, we always read case, and then we see it from the angle of estate planning, from the angle as a financial planning angle. What are the lessons that can be learned? What lessons can be learned? We internalize it, analyze it into knowledge, and then in the similar occasion when your client meet a similar situation, you are able to be in a position to be sharper and more discerning and highlighting to your client in a very convincing and confident way. Hey, maybe we should avoid this particular direction. The reason being so and so. All right. So this is the purpose of we studying news, studying case, or sometimes even obituary, like what Samuel is talking about. It's for that purpose. It's never to be for gossip or talking bad things about people behind people's back. It is not. It is not. All right.
Yep. Thank you so much for that one. Sure. Yeah, that is when I first read it, you sent it to me. I look at it. I mean, I feel for the guy, but absolutely do not know what is behind the whole thing. So
don't tap.
once again, I remind myself of the poem, and I'm very grateful to be a student here. Okay, so yeah, we want to now move to the next segment, right? To talk about the 3 cases. I asked for 3. That definitely more. One day we are going to put all this into a proper documentation, but for today, I asked for 3 reasons and cases why financial advisors should be proud of their value.
Proud of their value.
Yes.
Value system. Okay. Yes. Let me just begin by saying, just want to repeat again. First of all, as a financial advisor, we have to understand it is our privilege. See from the angle. Now, of course, unfortunately, I think most people become financial advisor accidentally. All right. I give you an example based on facts. Most people that join the insurance industry because they get retrenched. All right. And then it's in that kind of sometimes negative situation that you so-called bump into this particular career. All right. So now I wanted to have a different thinking on that. To first of all tell in what are the privilege that as a financial advisor have. And let's build on that part first. I said this before, and I say this again. All right. Now, for instance, like Samuel, I counter ask you, would your best friends, you support certain courses in Singapore, certain good courses, cycling team and things like that. You can ask your good friends over there. All right. Imagine you are not so when you are not a financial advisor, will your best friend tell you the asset that he has? Will your best friend tell you, will your buddy tell you what liability he owes?
Yeah.
I'll just go on. Will your best friend tell you the income? Income maybe he will tell you, because income can like suddenly show off.
Even income is sensitive.
Sensitive.
I don't ask my best friend. I don't ask my best friend what is his income.
Same thing. When your best friend asks you what's your income, sometimes you also a bit, hey, what you ask me? You worry what? You worry that after the next question he asks, hey, can you lend me some money? And problem you say. So usually we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that kind of situation. No. All right, it's about expenses. We don't. But as a financial advisor, the moment you are a financial advisor, a professional licensed financial advisor with R&M code and things like that, properly trained or formally trained, you can go and ask a stranger, hey, what's the asset liability, what's the ownership structure, what's the income, what's the expense, what's the
Suddenly
funding
you
structure.
become closer to the fella than the spouse.
Yeah, yes, it is a privilege, no. But it comes with certain heavy responsibility, lah. It's a privilege, no. The legal side, in their law school, they teach to be a lawyer is a privilege. There's this privilege between a solicitor and the client in terms of information, the confidential information, that part. I learned the term from the legal side. Then I think, hey, true. A financial advisor, we got that privilege, no. So with that privilege come the professional obligation and the ethical code of conduct that we ought to treat the information with due respect, analyze it, all right, and then try to find out what is a potential red flag area and return back to the client the information.
Right.
That's where the thoughts about a scenario planning. You collect the information in a very sincere way, very truthful way, all right, within the realms of your competency. All right. I give you an example. If you're not that competent in or not confident or not formally trained in business owner, the financial planning for business owner, I think you should not collect information pertaining to his business. If you do not know how to analyze it, of course, you can always work with a professional who knows how to analyze it. But if you do not have that kind of working relationship, professional relationship, you don't have, you're operating on your own, and you are not formally trained in business financial planning, business for businessmen, all right, you should not even collect the information on that part of it because you don't know what to do with it. You only collect those information that you are professionally confident enough to do certain meaningful analysis about death, disability, retirement, and critical illness. All right. And then after that, what do you do with that? You return back to the client to tell you this is your potential issue. Notice I did not say anything about product. No, this is the analysis side. No, this is the role of a professional financial advisor. No, and this is the role perhaps maybe the artificial intelligence not yet come into that space. Because it takes tremendous amount of discipline and amount of knowledge and insights to do it. All right. Therefore, this is one privilege the financial advisor need to be proud of. Need to have confidence in it. What's the purpose of that? Now, from privilege, I want to expand a little bit about this thing called money. Money. Just put in this perspective. Regardless language, race, language, or religion, the money is a sensitive topic. Historically, sometimes because of money, country goes to war. No? Money is very sensitive. No? Sometimes husband and wife don't even talk about money themselves. No? Sometimes are there couple who very open, transparent about their finance? Answer is yes. Very good. It's a blessing. No? It's a blessing. No? All right. But that kind of transparency is a minority. You know? A great majority, when you talk about money issue, sometimes it's not because they don't trust each other. It's not. No. I'll give you an example. Money to men is power. Money to women is security. That's why if a man is out of job, what it means is that you're removing his power, his possession of power. So when a man in that situation, he will keep quiet. He won't go back and tell the wife, say he out of job. Let's say like that. Okay? Those of you who are men in this watching this video, you go back and tell your wife when good things happen. All right? Wow, hey, you got this bonus. You hit certain target, you go in for convention, MDRT or what.
Right.
Do you go back and tell your wife, wow, hey, my BSc, I got into an E grade, the balance scorecard. Compliance officer called me. Give me a 3-hour interview. I feel so down. Do you go and tell your wife on that? You don't know. Men tend to keep quiet themselves. They will withdraw back. No. So the problem of this withdrawal will have this situation. Your financial problem get compound. All right? Your financial planning got compound. Problem got compounded. So therefore, sometimes as we read certain newspaper article, we find that, hey, how come the debts that could have been well contained, how come he make it until so huge that it's beyond control? I can do a share screen now. If you can, one case study, let's do it.
Yeah, please.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me just go into. I'll show you one classic example. Then we can. Well done. I got this. As mentioned, real name is being mentioned, but it's meant for case study. Yeah. All right. Samuel, able to see it? TVM3 Kang versus SCB. Now, you take a look at this case. It's a classic example of the important role of financial advisor that no other professional can do. All right.
Mm.
Not because I'm being self-righteous, it's not. Because I'm talking about a statement of facts. I'll explain. You take a look at this. Now, this is a advertisement that came out in the newspaper.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Is it okay
can.
to zoom in?
Can. Sure. Yeah. You take a look at this.
Mm. Yeah.
Is it better?
Better. Yep.
Now, this happened in 2013. 2013. In 2013. Okay. Mr. Kang Kok Soon versus Standard Chartered Bank. When you see advertisement like this, meaning to say that usually is that gentleman or lady owe the bank money, can't pay back, then the bank got to sue to recover. You take a look at the facts. The fact is, let me just see whether I can. No, let me just adjust a little bit. Okay. I just want to draw your attention to the right side. There are two parts of this page. The right side. All right, the right side part. You see it. It's a case of you owe money. Now, nothing wrong with having debts or nothing wrong. The issue here is that your debt measure is controllable or manageable. Okay. It all happens in 15 August 2007. Mind you, this is 2013. That means to say that this thing happened for 6 years. All right. So there's a judgment obtained on 2007. All right. That the claim arising from whether assignment only to Standard Chartered Bank 45,000. What happened was this particular gentleman borrowed money called from GE money. Now GE is not Great Eastern. GE is General Electric. In a certain part of our Singapore history, in recent times, they actually got a licensed money lender firm. They market themselves, I think it's a very sexy phrase, hello James, that particular company. But it's a licensed money lender. All right. So now the GE money no longer exists. He actually sold the entire business. All right. Or they call it assigned the business to Standard Chartered Bank. All right. So this Mr. Kang actually borrowed money, I believe is a personal loan, 45,000. He made part payment of 13,000. You can see the facts on towards your right hand side. Okay. So therefore, he still have got outstanding loan close to about about 32,000 like that 31,000 plus He chose not to pay. We are not here to judge him. He has own reason, the kind of situation. Okay, let's put our lens as a financial advisor. There's interest incurred on the sum of how much at 45,000 from 12 June January 2004 to 5th June 2012. Altogether 3,233 days at 18% per annum, because this is daily rest. We need to say that it compound daily, okay, based on 18% per annum. It's called daily rest. The interests are to be 72,194. You can see. Ladies and gentlemen, he borrowed 45,000. He paid back 13,000. Outstanding 30,000. Interest is 72,000, which is more than the capital.
More than what he borrowed.
Yes. Okay. Now, of course, when bank put out this advertisement, somebody got to pay for it. Of course, the bank will sue him to a cost of indemnity, 2,000 plus. There's the cost of this advertisement. Yeah. Now, he continued to so-called disappear, meaning to say that send you the letter of demand, you ignore, phone call you don't want to answer, that kind of situation. They try to trace you all around Singapore. And therefore, you can see further interest from 6 June 2012 to 27 March 2013, 295 days, 18% per annum, but compounded daily on daily rest, 6,000 plus. Altogether, total outstanding 113,261. Over an outstanding amount of 30,000. He borrowed 45, he returned 13, so outstanding 30 odd. Over the period of 6 years. Now, what does this show? Of course, some of you judge him out. Wow, this guy, he should have paid. easy to say things like that, no. But as a financial advisor, we have to understand the human psyche. When it comes about uncontrolled debt, sometimes your mind just shut off. You certainly need a gentleman who is not related to you to wisely tell you, hey, Mr. Kang, let's face the facts. Back in 2007. And you certainly need a competent financial advisor to take out the financial calculator, or today they use apps on your phone to calculate what we call the time value of money, which is what hey, your interest if you compound it over time is very scary, you know. Look at this. In this situation, there's a $113,000 problem now compared to a $45,000 problem.
No,
which
it was
problem?
lesser than 45,000 because he
yes.
paid back 13,000.
Yeah, it says 30 odd.
So meaning to say, meaning to say that if he were to know this back then, that it can become this much, he would definitely have.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he need to face it. Face it means what? Lay down your pride, go and see the bank. Or maybe let the bank officer say some bad things about you. They talk down on you. Never mind. Just swallow the pride.
Work out a deal.
Yes, work out a deal.
Including borrow money from other people to pay it off.
Yes. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, correct. But we are financial advisors. So the very first thing is what? To do the balance sheet analysis. To find out do you have got any assets right now that you can liquidate or churn out certain capital to pay down this loan. That's where sometimes I want to tell financial advisor your life insurance policy because you are an insurance advisor, you know you can take policy loan. Because you are a professional, you do this on a daily basis. Many laymen don't know one. No. Many laymen will thought that insurance policy, I die, then got money coming. Or I got cancer, then got money coming. They don't know about this thing about cash value or policy loan. No.
They probably heard it during the time at the point of sale, which then they may just forget after a while.
Yes.
Most people will forget.
Yes, that's what I mean. That when Mr. Kang had it, if he has got a trusted advisor, he could have called him. Now, you might say that, how come Mr. Kang don't discuss with the wife or family members? Let me tell you, very difficult. Can you imagine if Mr. Kang is if his financial advisor is his wife? Let's assume. So you go and tell the wife, I get into 45,000. What do you think your wife will say? Your wife might not do the analysis as a financial advisor. No, emotion sets in. No, your wife might judge you as a wife, no, as a woman. No, which means to say what she felt that her financial security is affected.
Yeah,
you see the part. So therefore, Mr. Kang, this kind of situation, you need a trusted financial advisor, competent enough to fulfill the role to tell you, hey, come on, hey, let's not avoid the situation. You incur, let's based on facts, you incur the 45,000. Yeah, let's run through your balance sheet. See, is there any asset that you can liquidate now? Or take policy loan or whatever. Let's run through the way your income pattern. Do you have got a job? If you got a job, which month you get bonus? How much income you make? Let's run through your expenses. Any of the expenses can temporarily cut. I'll give you an example of expenses. Right? In Singapore, of course, now Samuel, you're in Perth. In Singapore, no matter how you fast, you will end up overeat in Singapore. So actually, you're not necessary to eat 3 meals. No need. You sacrifice one lunch. Or you sacrifice one lunch and one dinner. Now, one lunch, maybe you spend $10. Or one dinner, 15. Now, 10 you times 30. $300. No. You times 1 year, 3,000 plus. It's a situation like that, no. But you need open communication. But communicate with who? You say communicate with your 家人, family members. I'm not very difficult. You know who will be the person number one not to be communicated if really this gentleman wanted to talk? Let me tell you, the mother. Mother is always the one, the first one to bail the children out because of mother's love. The mother also don't mind to liquidate her own retirement fund, which could not be much, no. But because of love, she take out. Second one is father. Usually go mother first, then go father. It's like that. Or sometimes some very smart go and tell the mother. Tell the mother, go and tell the father. You don't go and tell the father. It's like that. Samuel, you got 3. Okay. All right. So
very real issues.
I'm trying to tell you that, hey, let's financial advisor be proud. You are the only one that fulfill this role, no? You seriously get Mr. Kang to talk to a lawyer? Get Mr. Kang to talk to his family doctor?
You can
get Mr. Kang to talk to a banker?
You can imagine I have this session with you every week. How much things I'll be telling my daughters.
Maybe your daughter will regret it so much.
No, it's really I, I it came to my realization. There are a lot of things that I need to tell my daughter,
Yes.
so that she will not get into situations. You see, like
Yes,
you
correct.
remember the first session you talk about. You talk about
House.
how a joint tenancy asset can be turned into tenancy in common without permission.
Yes.
I don't want my future son-in-law to do that to her, man.
Yes,
So
correct.
there are many things now. But I think back to this case,
Yes.
it would then be very useful for financial advisors right at the onset of the relationship with their clients
Yes.
to educate a client that look, these are the kind of value that I can provide you, because today we may just be talking about your retirement, 3 to 5 years down the road. Really, we do not know what can happen to your financial picture.
Yes, correct.
New things will crop out, new things happen in your life and all that. So that's why I think it's so important to be, that our industry people become trusted advisor, because then the client would then begin to see them that it is like really that close advisor. I walk through life, I have this person by my side. I will feel more safer. I will feel safer, feel more comforted, right? Yeah, an asset. This person becomes an asset. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
yeah. And I remember, yeah. Sorry, Alan, please.
You see, another area that I think financial advisor, the audience of this video need to know is that, can you imagine, let me counter ask you, can you imagine if the trusted advisor is a banker? Do you seriously can Mr. Kang share this problem with his financial advisor who is representing a bank? From a technical point of view, not because a banker is a lesser person, no.
Yeah.
From a technical point of view. When a banker knows about this one, maybe the banker say, hey, wow, your creditworthiness has dropped, no. Maybe I should pull back your other credit facilities. Or I should stop
Oh,
you see the part? So there's a real issue, no. You're bringing up the pride of a financial advisor. I get very sad whenever I hear, hey, Alan, my client, I lose his sale to a bank. Because, the insurance company I represent also bank can distribute.
yeah.
I have a financial advisor who tell me very sad now, hey, Alan, I spent 3 nights, I had an appointment with the client.
Yeah.
Well, he took the analysis, go and transact with the bank.
That's why it's very sad because, from my perspective, right, 27 years in the industry, doing what I do, I get a lot of opportunity to work with different financial planners, different groups, all across the entire industry, And because of this very privileged vantage point, I get to see a lot of things. I get to see different spectrum of advisor, very much like you as well, Alan, doing what you're doing, right? And it saddens me a lot, when I see that financial planners really a lot of times are not doing themselves justice, right? And so if they, which is why I shared in the last video as well, the biggest problem in the industry is really not prospecting, is a self-esteem of the financial planner, that is trampled and destroyed along the way,
Yes.
While we are chasing numbers and all that, which is important, and we must emphasize those things are important. But at the same time,
It is important.
if the financial planner and advisor do not understand their real role with their clients, then the destruction is not just with their own self-esteem, it's also on the side of the clients.
Yeah, correct.
So many things that can actually happen. Yeah. So I remember also, Alan, you ever shared with me, right? Especially in professional working relationship, for example, a financial advisor is working in on a case where there are accountants involved, there are lawyers involved. Remember you shared with me about that. It was not recorded. Maybe you can expand. And that again is another story of why financial advisors really need to be proud of their position and what they can bring to the table.
Oh, I see. Maybe best is that let me just do a share screen on that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just do a share screen, that part of it. Okay. The role of a financial advisor. Okay. Hang on. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I shall do a share screen.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Let me just expand it. Yeah, I
Mm.
think able to see.
Beautiful.
Able
Yes,
to see?
yes.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Okay,
beautiful.
come. This is this particular chart that I thought of. Now, the way that estate planning is being described because of my conviction that the financial advisor should not be a postman in the realm of estate planning. Meaning to say that every
Postman. You use the word postman.
postman meaning to say that you conduct some estate planning seminar, you invited your client come over. In the end, you make appointment for the lawyers, right? Or the trust
Okay,
company
okay.
or whatsoever. That's what I
Right.
mean by postman. Postman.
Mm.
And I say very bluntly because financial advisor like to ask me, hey Alan, how come very funny my name card I put estate planning specialist, but I don't seem to make serious income out of estate planning. Is it just life insurance?
Mm.
All right. Or is it just writing a will? No, I refuse to take that. And therefore I said it. I based on facts, all right, to show you. The realm of estate planning has got 3 areas. The wealth transfer, you can see from the side, maybe I can draw it. I can draw it. Wealth transfer. Now, 90% of the writings and literature you can find on the internet, Sunday newspaper and whatsoever, they talk about estate planning equals to wealth transfer. Because when you talk about wealth transfer, you talk about will, trust, all the legal stuff. Which who are the subject matter expert? Actually, it's the legal side. There's nothing wrong with that. Indeed, subject matter expert and the ability to execute is actually the lawyers and the corporate trustee.
Right.
Just as we're talking today, today is the 21st November 2020, Straits Times. There's one important news talking about the will of a very prominent former politician, the daughter-in-law.
Right.
All right. The judge mentioned, hey, preparing of a will is not a form filling exercise. No. There's a lawyer has got a lot of responsibility on doing that particular advisory process. I agree with the Chief Justice. That's the part. No.
You got struck off.
Yes.
Not struck off, sorry.
Suspended for 15 months.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But as mentioned, it's not we're not meant here to judge her. It's not.
Right.
But it's just a fact. So now, when a client step into a law office, the number one assumption is that the client already got assets. You must have got sufficient estate so to make the wealth transfer meaningful. So therefore, based on that particular statement, naturally, estate planning, you need estate creation. If you don't have meaningful estate to transfer, I mean, you can write the best will in the world, or you can structure the best trust in the world. But if there's no meaningful assets inside the will for distribution, then it's no meaning. Right? So therefore, you need estate creation. Estate creation is the realm of financial advisor.
Yeah.
There are primarily 3 ways of creating estate. Number one, you accumulate. You earn money, you save a portion of your money. It's called accumulation. Wealth accumulation.
Which is something that the lawyer cannot do.
Cannot do.
And only the financial advisor can do that.
Cannot do.
Because of the RNF code, right?
Because you got RNF code.
Yeah.
All right, you can execute the product. Importantly, we're talking about execution, planning plus execution.
Right.
Now, because of the RN code, you can execute your life insurance product, your annuity product, your unit trust product if you got the relevant examination. You go and take on to that. But that doesn't mean you got the knowledge or you got the license. The knowledge you got to go deep. That won't take years to accumulate.
Yeah.
Now, that's back to estate creation. There are 3 ways. I written an article over here. Now, you accumulate means you earn money and then you set aside some money on a yearly basis, monthly basis, or sometimes even daily basis, for example. Number 2, is some of us are so fortunate enough, we got inheritance from our parents, from our loved ones. All right? So we got the estate or we got wealth being inherited. But the one you can't plan for your inheritance. I mean, got some ethical issue on that, some uncertainty.
Yeah.
The third part of it is what? is you can create an estate by the stroke of a pen, which is a life insurance policy. But
Yeah.
there are certain caveat on that. It's on certain risk situation, death, disability, critical illness. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you want to create that so that your wealth transfer is meaningful.
Yeah.
The lawyer cannot do estate creation. They can only
And
suggest.
actually, that's a very powerful.
Yes, of
Is
course.
an absolutely powerful tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in between estate creation and wealth transfer, we got various risks in life.
Mm.
I say risk in life, we got to be very mature about this one. What are the risks in life? No point you accumulate asset or you create the insurance policy all right, before death strikes you halfway through you go through a divorce, 50% go to your ex-spouse or whatsoever, or halfway through you lose money in businesses. That means you sign as personal guarantor because you are the majority shareholder, director, and employee of a family business company. So you need to take a look at asset protection. And asset protection in English, meaning to say that you don't own the asset. You don't own your asset under your name. Which means what? You need to structure it that you are willing to give up the ownership of your assets for the benefit of a greater good. That your wealth transfer is meaningful for certain loved ones. Maybe you got a child. Maybe you got a special need child.
Right.
Maybe you got two sets of children. You divorced, remarried. You find that you feel as a duty as a father because you did not see your first set of children who follow their mother to grow up. You felt bad. You want to give something for them. And you know that your current wife won't be that cooperative in distributing your asset inside your will to your child of your previous marriage. She will take care of her child first.
Yeah.
So,
And you mentioned
asset,
over here in this slide that this is the area where both FA and lawyer operates in.
yes, because
Right.
the lawyer gives the legal structure. The
Right.
financial advisor got to think through what asset to be protected. Need think through, no, it's not just like that. No, I'll give you one example. Because you say asset protection means perhaps you are setting up an asset protection trust. You want to transfer some asset into that trust. When we say transfer the assets, there's a cost of transfer. I'll give you an example. If you want to transfer a property, the landed property that maybe valuation is say 5 million into a trust, you got to pay stamp duty, no? And the stamp duty is not $100, no. Sometimes the stamp duty is huge enough for you to buy another house.
Wow,
it could be 6-figure, no. So you do that, or you choose say a certain even shares. There's also stamp duty. I think 0.2%. Now, insurance policy 0 stamp duty. Cash at bank 0 stamp duty. You see the part? Ask what sort of insurance policy that you transfer into the trust. Yesterday, we just had a seminar on plan giving. I shared one case study. One particular donor, he gave a revocable nomination of his policy to a non-profit organization. The non-profit organization very happy. But the thing is, the gift failed. Why? Because before the person died, he actually got himself into a critical illness situation. And that policy got critical illness rider. And
rider, I see.
Got
So you got
critical
paid
illness
out.
rider.
You got
paid out to pay out to who? Pay out to the non-profit organization or pay out to the policy owner?
I see.
In this case, a revocable nomination, the policy pay out to the original owner. Original owner spend it. So after that, he died. Then the non-profit organization was waiting for this gift, but the gift never materialized. Also, you put the other party in a very difficult situation. Do I actually go to court and ask for the gift?
But this is correct. This is a non-profit organization. It's not nice
to
go to the
no. You go to a court to recover a debt. Let's say I borrow money from Samuel. I don't want to return. Samuel sue me. Yes, he ought to sue me because it's to recover a debt,
Right.
But if I say that, hey Samuel, I want to give you a gift, but in the end the gift failed and I died. You come over to my estate, you want to recover a gift, say for my wife. How are the social media deals with you? Hey brother, you
bad
ask for a gift.
Of course, in this case, you were saying just now, right? If it's not a non-profit organization, it's a case of, a very loved one, maybe like what you mentioned, the child of the first, from the first wife.
Correct.
then you become a very sad situation, right?
Yes, of
So
course, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
So therefore, you see, financial advisor, can the accountant and lawyer do their part on estate creation?
Mm,
No, just answer me based on facts, or not based on emotion. Can they? Do they have RNF code? So therefore, every lawyer that worth his salt will highlight to you, say that, hey, actually I can't do that part on estate creation. They will tell you,
mm,
because they are not going to risk their reputation or their standing their stature as a senior lawyer
mm,
to dabble into something they're not licensed into it, which is
mm,
a breach of fiduciary duty. They
right.
will not risk that.
Mm,
They won't. So actually, the lawyer also looking to work together with a credible and a solid financial advisor who is equally confident. Let me
mm,
highlight to you what's the issue. Uh, the financial advisor can spend time do fact pointing with the client.
mm,
Sometimes other profession got problem on spending that kind of time to understand the client. They might
right.
not express it openly, but that's a fact of
Mm.
the matter.
But because in order to execute what they need to execute, there might not be a need for them to ask many questions, like what you mentioned
That's right.
earlier.
Hmm.
If the questions does not relate to what they need to do, then professionally they wouldn't ask as well.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So therefore, this particular chart here, I just created based on facts, not created based on just to highlight a point. It is not just based on facts, but based on fact, you can see
Mm.
that the important role a financial advisor plays.
Right. Right.
I am very passionate about this one because not only I'm in the CHFC space or financial planning education, estate planning, whatever. I always wanted to highlight to most financial practitioners, are you seriously proud of yourself? If ever
Mm.
this financial advisor role don't allow you to make so that much of the money because of commission,
Mm.
would you still probably join this industry? Is this really
Mm.
a calling?
Mm.
Is your mother-in-law proud of you? Is the
Mm.
mother-in-law proud of introducing the son-in-law, who is a financial advisor, to the rest of the family members during Chinese New Year Eve, the dinner?
Mm.
Let's face the fact, is it really proud? The moment
Mm.
you go back and tell your mother or your mother-in-law, say, hey, I a financial advisor,
Mm.
is your mother-in-law really proud of that? I want to
Mm.
change the perception, you see. But change the
Mm.
perception cannot just talk. Let's based on
Mm.
facts. Let's bring out facts. Let's bring out certain part of the legal aspects of things. What
Mm.
is a specific role a financial advisor actually do? And what is the impact? Or rather, what's a specific outcome the financial advisor
Mm.
do that can really impact
In
for
fact,
the betterment of the family,
in
of
fact,
the person.
I personally do not think that you need to be a 1 or 0 kind of thing. It's like if you dig deep into this sort of details, you mean that you make lesser income, right? Or you just go straight for the sales product, without talking about all this, you make a lot of income. I think it no need to be that. There is this polarity in the market, right? There are certain segment of financial planners really want to do this full planning. They really want to do this. Okay. Of course, the case might drag on, right? But then of course, if you have someone who's new and they just joined the industry, they obviously cannot go into that. They have to start somewhere. Am I right? No?
That's
Right.
correct.
And then, so they'll work on simpler stuff, right? Simpler product driven stuff, right? But it can get addictive, lah. But at the same time, product sales can be more high pressure, lah. If I'm in
Yes.
the conversation with the financial planner, I don't mind to increase my critical illness coverage, for example, right? I'll say, okay, lah, I'll just purchase something, right? It helps me anyway, right? But when this advisor is asking me to refer my close friends, it would then be a totally different consideration.
Yes.
Would I want my friend to be subjected to the pressure, right? But I think I also know a lot of advisors who really dig deep and they make very good income as well. And I one of the thing that is important to note is that if the client advocate for you, that means imagine you tell me all these topics, I'm not just looking at my family, because around me, I have my sisters as well, right? I have my sisters, right? And I would definitely want my sisters to really get to know and about this and get to have their own family, ring fenced and protected as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Is there any reason why I should not refer a financial planner that is this knowledgeable, right, to
Yeah.
my sisters, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of benefits digging into this, lah, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing, from my perspective, also as a technologist and a researcher, AI is moving at a very, very fast pace.
Yes,
Very,
correct.
very fast pace. A lot of people are not even aware that many of the articles that they read online today are actually not written by human. They're not. Really, really. Because if you, for example, you talk about financial reporting articles, what is in the market and all that, the data points are pretty, they're there, right? Once you program those things, in fact, the AI takes over and write, okay? The cost just goes down, and AI has come to a point whereby it can comprehend meaning of what it is reading, right? We can only read a certain amount of articles a day. AI can read thousands in a matter of minutes, right?
Yeah, correct.
So we financial planners are up against a very impending, very new future. This is why I also have been talking to a lot of people that the need to actually begin that change now. I think we probably have about 3 years to 5 years, might be even earlier, but there is actually an urgent need to really begin this process, right, of making this shift in our business, right? Really move upstream, go deep in the knowledge, and that will not just benefit the clients, you'll benefit the incumbent themselves, the advisors themselves, right? So, Alan, I asked for 3, but you shared 2 today, right? I have a solution for that, right? Don't feel bad. I have a solution for that. Listen into the next one, right? There'll be a lot more, and I can share with you guys with full confidence that once you understand all this, you'll definitely be a very different financial advisor. You'll feel more proud, and I think this is absolutely necessary, lah.
Yeah,
So,
correct.
so Alan,
Okay.
thank you one more time. Thanks
you.
again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
For sharing all this.
Okay.
Thank
you.
So, guys, once again, check out the description for more information and links, right? And I wish all of you continue to stay safe and your family, right?
Yes, correct.
See you again.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, see you. Okay,
Bye-bye.
cheers. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.